XRP, you need $3.23 times 1,000, which is $3,230 at this exact moment at the time of this recording. But guys, 14 billion is nearly $14 billion of
14 billion volume, but 200 billion market cap. And this is what's making me bullish. 200 billion market cap is not that insane. Like, check out NVIDIA stock, it's 4 trillion. NVIDIA stock, again, it provides, chips a lot. But if we even get 25% of NVIDIA, so like 1 trillion, that's a 5x. That's $15. So it definitely seems possible to get like 1/4 of NVIDIA, especially as more money is getting printed in this world. More and more money is getting like circulating and going around here. So I think it's a very important factor that you guys have to realize is right now, yeah, it might seem crazy to go to $15, but 1 trillion is not going to be that hard. Literally more and more millionaires are made every single day. 50 years ago, it was very hard to be a millionaire. Now it's much, much easier.
Into tomorrow, market open on Thursday and Friday. Then we consolidate over the weekend. We know next week we have the Federal Reserve coming out and Jerome Powell talking about what they're going to do for interest rates with the federal funds rate and what to kind of expect in terms of hopefully a more dovish soft landing where they start cutting rates as soon as August. September is probably the earliest, but
I feel like they have an announcement on 30th. Wouldn't the Fed announcement be in 6 days? So Fed rate cuts 2025. They just announced one for July, didn't they? Independence under threat, says economies. Next meeting, and they're saying 25 basis points. So the next meeting is which is the biggest point for crypto. Yeah, the experts say also cut interest rates in 2025. And then I'm seeing like ton of news on when the next one's gonna be. So yeah, pretty much shortly we're gonna be seeing months away. Dovish move from central bank is likely months away. Good.
With the federal funds rate and what to kind of expect in terms of hopefully a more dovish soft landing where they start cutting rates.
I mean, we're lowest employment rate in history, unemployment rate. So why wouldn't it go up at this point?
As soon as August, September is probably the earliest. But if they dare do it in July, we will absolutely full send. And I think we should
30th July. That's going to be the main fun factor.
Expect gains like we've never seen before. This from the Motley Fool. Why XRP is sinking today? A lot of people are asking what's going on. So ETF delay, one notable piece of news.
Again, I don't agree that you can get 46,000 that easily. I think you can get 3,600. So if it hits 1 trillion from my prediction, you get let's see, it says return of 46,000. So it literally needs to go 5x. I feel like the return can be 15,000. Again, it's just a very, very high price that people feel like, it will get to 50K. It's not that easy to make that money in crypto, in my opinion. Again, I could be wrong, but based on my history of crypto, I've been kind of right about that. But, XRP can surprise me. Maybe I hope it goes to $50. That would be really nice.
September is probably the earliest, but if they dare do it in July, we will. Interestingly, the Division of Trading and Markets at the SEC gave Bitwise accelerated approval for the ETF.
I feel like this is already priced in. Like, so many people have heard about that. I mean, it's not a shocker based on how much good news we have. This shouldn't drop cryptos at all. So many cryptos will get approved. If ETF got approved, what's saying that, Bitcoin and all these pudgy penguins won't get approved? Literally Ethereum got approved, XRP got approved. All these cryptocurrencies got, approved anyway. So it's just a matter of time.
With direct market exposure to those cryptocurrencies like XRP, instead of just getting stocks that indirectly give me exposure through indexes. But to each his own. Should you buy stock in XRP right now? See, this is the kind of verbiage we're seeing via the model.
Now, this is where you can't really make prediction. If you invested $1,000 at the time of our reclamation, you have 641,000, right? Because they were saying to buy Netflix, or if you bought NVIDIA when it was $1,000, you would have made $1 million, right? But this would take 20 years. 20 years, and for Netflix and Nvidia, and you would have to buy at the lowest point. XRP is not at the lowest point right now. So let that just sink in that if you invest $1,000, you will most likely not be a millionaire. But will you make nice gains? Yeah, it's very much possible. But this is not a great comparison, because this is saying like if you invested at the lowest point where, you know, they had an initial coin offering for XRP Ripple. When Ripple had an initial coin offering, yeah, then you could have been a millionaire, right, with $1,000. But here right now, what I'm seeing is we're still some way ahead.
Always be prepared, not surprised. Overall, people are excited.
Like people made gains. Like there were people who are millionaires, and there are people who put like 200,000 in XRP and made like 50,000 today.
$40 billion. And of course, as I mentioned with XRP, we're over 13.97, nearly 14. Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume at 4.
So yeah, it seems like XRP is the most traded right now, and it's definitely going to be in the future, near future.